Welcome back to the channel, guys. I've got something to tell you. Come closer. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use the ground, use your legs, rotate, make longer backswings, create more clubhead speed. But shh, don't tell anyone, it's a secret. Let's get on. One of the most trendy topics is foot pressure, ground force, all of these sexy words that the TV pundits like to throw at us when we're watching Sky Sports. So I wanted to just bring you a video today in conjunction with Body Track and explain exactly how we can, in my opinion, use our feet to better aid good rotation in the backswing and some extra speed. The pressure mat, when I use it, always have it up on the TV screen in front of me so that when you're hitting shots, you can see what's going on. So I'm going to stand onto the mat here, and on the screen, we now have the trace of my feet. So as we look at the screen, my left foot, as we see it on the pressure trace, is on the left-hand side, but of course, as we see it on the screen itself, it's on the right-hand side. So when I lean on my left foot, watch how the ball disappears to my left foot, and as I lean on my right foot, watch how the ball moves off to my right foot. So when I now come back to center, the bottom figures are the distribution between pressure through my left foot and my right foot. The pressures down the left-hand side and the right-hand side are the pressures between the toes of my feet and the heels of my feet. So you can see I can shift them towards toes and heels. So moving the pressure around in my feet is very visible with the Body Track app and hardware. The inclination of golfers in this current generation is to sense that as we make a backswing, we load into our right leg. As we load into our right leg, from that plane, you can see that my hips want to stay straight. So I'm going to move pressure into my right foot, and as I do so, the inclination of my pelvis is to stay straight. Now, I think what's really important to understand is that when I try to put pressure and force into my right foot, the energy has to come from my left foot. And if it comes from my left foot, watch on the pressure trace, as I push to the right-hand side to move weight into my right foot, watch how the pressure goes into my left foot first. So the more ballistically I move to the right, the more dynamically my left foot fires up to create that. So if a golfer feels like he's trying to load his right side aggressively in a backswing, what he actually ends up using is his left foot more aggressively. So as we take the golf club away and I load my right foot, watch how the ball, the white center of pressure ball, moves to my left foot, then to my right foot. Now in my world, what that's trying to create, and what I mean by my world, in my beliefs and understandings, is that actually I'm trying to move enough energy off to my right that'll actually incentivize my pelvis to stay dead straight. And in doing that, now I've got opposition. I've got opposition because my body is trying to rotate. I'm trying to rotate my shoulders, and what's actually starting to happen is my pelvis is trying to stay straight. Of course, I do have muscles around the middle of my body that tries to rotate my trunk, but they're superficial over the strength of my legs. So the more I use my left foot to push back and to the right, yes, I create more shift with body, but actually from a golfer's perspective of trying to hit the ball crisply and in a straight line, you're moving your circle from center to a long way back. And I think that's a dangerous game to play, particularly for anyone, to be honest. If you're a Bryson or a long drive guy, I think it works really well because we have 5-10 balls to find a long drive shot, but we don't have that in golf. So what I propose is that we think about loading the right foot slightly differently. Loading the right foot, as I say, historically has come from feeling like we move into the right side. And by moving into the right side, actually the right foot does become loaded, but actually encourages sideways motion. We look at all of the greats in the game, and actually by the time they get to the top of the backswing, they actually have more pressure based on their left foot than their right foot by the time they get to the top of the backswing. And that left foot is actually one of the incentivizations of, or the catalyst to open our hips up on the way down. So when you think about all of the golfers in the world that are thinking about moving onto their right foot, and then like they say on the TV with the pundits, that we push off our right side, both of those actions are encouraging my pelvis to, in a backswing, stay open when actually I really want my pelvis to open relative to the start point. So as I move to the right, my pelvis goes open to the target as opposed to open to our path line. And then in the downswing, as I push to my left foot, can you see how it would actually encourage my pelvis to shut itself to the path line? Well, in many people's opinion, having a shut body action into the golf ball might be a good thing, but I don't believe that's the right way. What I'm trying to get at here is that my pelvis wants to move along when I move the pressures through my feet in the way that we've historically thought about it. When I swing the golf club back, if I now use my right foot to create force into the floor, so I'm now moving the golf club back, and if we look at the center of pressure, I now use my right foot. Can you see that actually as I'm pulling the golf club back and I'm creating force into the floor through my right foot, now the ball is moving to my right foot and actually loading my right foot. And what that does is that starts to create a reaction and creates force back down into my left foot. So as I pull the golf club back and I use the force into the floor, now all of a sudden you see how very much my right hip is trying to open itself up, which makes rotation happen. The pelvis is opposing the direction of travel of the golf club, and the force is opposing the direction of travel with the golf club. So as I pull the golf club back, I'm going to use my right foot to oppose that force. And then as I pull the club down, I'm going to use my left foot to oppose that force as well. So as I pull on the golf club, and I've now got force over here. As I feel like my force is going in the opposite direction as I pull on the golf club, we can see that the pressure trace at this point through strike is actually showing all of my energy in my left foot, which is actually creating open pelvis, as opposed to using my left foot to push right and then my right foot to push left. Yes, I'm creating a load in my right foot and I'm creating a load eventually in my left foot, but actually it's incentivizing my pelvis to move sideways and not actually incentivizing my pelvis to move rotationally. So I think how we perceive the way the feet work in a golf swing is absolutely fundamentally compromised. Let's say, use the word compromised. Because golfers invariably have an open face at strike for a manner of reasons. And I think that manifests itself from how they use their feet in conjunction with how they have their grip. And if you can start to think about using your feet differently and start applying the right grip, I think we have a bloody good chance of making you all move faster, use your levers better, hit the ball further, and create better ball striking. Now, this might be, holy shit, he's talking about reverse pivoting and stack and tilt and all that stuff. I'm not. I'm just talking to you about human dynamics. If I pulled you in a gym, how we'd use weight, this is how we'd use it. So, Hopefully that's been insightful. This is a channel that I try to encourage you to think about the golf swing just a little bit differently and understand it just a little bit differently. Watch the video a few times. Hopefully the pressure mat has opened up some thoughts, because that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to incentivize thought rather than giving you a fix. And if at future videos I can then start to change the way we think about and perceive the leg action of the golf swing, then I feel like I've done my job well. If you've liked the video, hit the like, subscribe while you're here. I'm really enjoying this journey with YouTube. Share with your friends, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.